There's a reason the advice you ignore the most is often the one you need the most.
The strong man rejects vulnerability. The disciplined man rejects reflection. And the hustler rejects rest.
Because if advice trains your identity and the story you tell yourself, your brain labels it as dumb before you even think about it.
Not because the advice is wrong, but because accepting it would force change. And change is hard. Today I want to show you how the advice you quietly ignore is the one keeping you stuck. And how to tell the difference between advice that is wrong and one that just hurts your ego. There's a serious stuff, big guy. An old man walks up to him. Hey, youngin, you should be more vulnerable. It's your strength.
Yeah, right. Open up about my flaws. Relinquish control. Open up myself to harm.
He dismisses the advice. See, the big guy didn't stop and think to understand that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. The vulnerable you is not the weakest you. It is the most authentic version of yourself. It is facing your truth even when it gets hard. And if standing up for what you believe is right isn't strength, I don't know what is. There's a rich guy hustling all day, every day. An old man goes up to him.
Hey, youngin, you should rest more. Care more about your health and family.
You talking to me?
Please.
Pathetic. To be so powerless. To be so low. I'm busy. Keep the change. You're on my side.
You see, the rich guy was measuring the quality of his life via monetary value, of which he was rich, and the old man was poor. But the old man was measuring the quality of his life by the quality of his soul, his friendships, his values. He was not only rich in that, but wealthy. Rich guy, not so much. The advice you reject is often the one you need. I am not saying to accept all advice or to be balanced in the advice you listen to. By definition, if you want unbalanced outcomes, you need unbalanced inputs. But please, be more mindful of the advice you reject. Try to reach the truth. A wise enough man is able to turn hate into advice. If you're humble and responsible enough, your biggest enemy isn't a hater. He is a source of advice.
You're not him, bro. Like, look at you, bro. Like, you think you're all fancy writing in a notebook? Thinking you're like, Get out of my way, bud.
You have no enemies. No one is your enemy. I just saw myself in your glasses, bro. Hell no, bro. Hell no.
Let's go over a simple quote. No pain, no gain, son. To me, it means that there are things to be gained on the other side of pain. Growth is change. Change is new. New is scary. Scary is hard. Hard is painful. Pain is growth. A lot of people sacrifice their health because they see it as a pain to be suffered to succeed. But health isn't the fuel you use to move forward. It is the multiplier. It is the engine used to move faster. If you take no pain and no gain at face value, you will become your biggest enemy. Most advice is right, but it isn't right for everyone. You don't simply listen, think. Internalize the advice, accept your reality. If you're fat, you're fat. Even if someone force-fed you and there's a million reasons why you're fat, there is no changing that unless you take responsibility for it. Not all things are your fault, but all things can be your responsibility. Responsibility is power over your life. Then hold yourself accountable, be disciplined, and work hard. That is the nature of it. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Change is hard. Hard is growth. Accept reality, be responsible, hold yourself accountable, be disciplined, work hard. That is just the nature of it. Most people stop there, but don't just stop there. Reflect on your life and everything. The unexamined life is not worth living, said Socrates like 2,000 years ago. And it's still true today. Reflect, think, adjust. You can always keep thinking, reflecting, adjusting, learning, growing, changing as a person, regardless of what stage you're at. There to live for yourself, not exist for others. Most people don't fail because they lack information. They fail because they reject information that would force them to change. If you're disciplined but unhealthy, listen to advice about health and rest. If you're strong but closed off, listen to advice about vulnerability. If you're busy but lost, listen to advice about reflection. Don't blindly follow advice. That's a quick way to guarantee the mediocrity. But don't blindly reject it either. Think, reflect, adjust. That's what it means to live. There to live, there to try, there to take action. See ya.